And today we got
Michael Ray Rautio. I always tell people, like, if I were to go to jail for like an extended period of time, I'm coming out of it as a lawyer. I mean, what else are you gonna do? You're in there, you might as well take advantage of that situation.
Yeah, you might as well. You ain't got shit else.
I'm gonna come out ripped, and I'm gonna come out smart as fuck. Call me Michael X. But lately I've been working on a new project, and it's all like a battle over this resource. It's this natural resource that people essentially found really, really deep within the earth.
It's a creative drought right now. That's why I chose to work in the creative field too. I kind of saw the direction this was headed.
For me, working on creative projects has always been a selfish thing. They want TikTok gone because they're not able to monitor it, and people are voicing their opinions that are against what they want to reveal and what they want to present.
I was watching the Flagrant podcast with Andrew Schultz, and they had like somebody who's supposed to be a CIA agent on there.
Okay.
And he was saying like the most powerful influence was ideology.
Get him in the roots.
Man, stimulate your mind. You ain't got shit to do. That's the shit, ain't it? That's the shit.
Should we be hands on each other's thighs?
Okay.
Is that not what we're shooting?
No Diddy. No.
No
this
Diddy.
No freak offs.
Is that a new term, the no Diddy? Because I've only just started hearing that.
Bro,
so
I swear, it's like, to me, in my world, I said it first. And then I just started seeing it on the internet.
When did you start saying it?
It was like the week before I went to Canada. Week before I went to Toronto.
How many months ago?
Shit, it wasn't out.
Oh, okay. So you're like right before the hype.
Yeah, right before.
I'll give it to you.
That was April 5th that I was in Canada. It'd be like 2 days before then.
Oh yeah, so you definitely jump started it.
Okay.
They saw you say it, and then they're like, "Yeah, that's funny as hell."
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna start saying that too.
Exactly. The world copied me, y'all. No Diddy. All right, what up, though? It's the Put 'em Hit Pod. I'm K-Way, your host, your usual host, and today we got
Michael Ray Rautio. My social security number is.
Whoa! Cut.
But yeah, I'm Michael. I make some videos, and I write, and I work a 9 to 5.
Me too.
I eat dinner every night.
Not all the time. Me.
Most of the time, actually. I eat dinner almost every night. Honestly, I would say like every night, at least this year. Yeah, we up this year.
Yeah.
No sleep for dinner.
That's fire, bro. That's fire, bro. That's fire. If I can't have dinner, I'll try to like have like a protein shake or something like that, just for bulking purposes. You know, that type of
sure.
Shit.
I see you've been looking bigger.
Thanks, man. I'm trying.
Me? You're not gonna say back?
You do too.
It's the loose shirt.
Yeah, it's hiding it a little bit. Yeah.
I'll be right back. It comes back with the compression shirt.
Right. You got taller.
That's not true. I sure hope not.
Bruh. Yeah, right. I know you for a while, Mike.
How long has it?
Fellow creative.
It's
been
since LinkedIn.
That has to be 21. I think
it was during COVID, I think.
Yeah, it was like it was during COVID for sure.
We met on LinkedIn. Did I reach out to you?
Yes.
So I started it. You're welcome.
Thank you.
No, I think I was looking for someone to work on a project with. I don't remember which one exactly. Do you?
I know it was Turtle Pod. I think it was just like general writer's room for Turtle Pod.
Yeah. So I came across your profile. I saw you also did like sketch comedy videos, and I was like, this guy's funny. I fuck with that.
Hey.
And so I just reached out to him. I was like, hey, like, do you want to collaborate on some videos together? Like, I'll do some stuff for your channel, you do some stuff for mine, and then we'll just make shit together and have a good time. And it happened.
It did happen.
Shit. What was the first video you helped on? Was it the Bowser? Were you Bowser? Was it the first video?
That was the first one. I did one before that. I think it was Luigi's Mansion, Bowser.
That was after. No. Yep.
And then one before. I can't remember.
remember either.
We should check that out. But yeah, and
Yeah.
then there was the one that we didn't release. I still got the drive for that one too. The World War III. No tie.
No tie.
No tie.
Wait, no. We have a name for it. Exploding booty hole syndrome.
Yeah, exploding booty hole syndrome. Yeah, yep. You're absolutely right.
VHS.
Yep.
You came to me with that script, and I was like, oh. This is shit. I'm just kidding. I say that as a poop joke. Yeah.
Right.
No, but it was funny. I haven't edited like anything for a while. I just kind of fell off of that. Lately, I've been working on doing a new project. Actually, my creative focus has narrowed into one project, which has not been the case for like 4 years or so. Quick little rundown about me. I started making videos in 2019. I started writing just before that, and that's what got me into making videos and such. And since like starting my first project, which that was the only project I was working on at the time, but since then I started taking on like multiple projects at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And like there would be times where I'd have like 4 or 5 like in the works at the same time, like 2 I'm editing, 1 I'm planning, 1 I'm shooting next week.
Right.
Like, it was hectic, it was expensive, but it was a lot of fun. Like I don't regret it at all. And like the times that I had with people, it was like, you can't like, I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Not for real.
But lately I've been working on a new project. I don't have a name for it quite yet, but the placeholder name is Martian Manhunters, which is definitely going to change.
Martian
Right? Yeah. That is DC. Well, that was actually the inspiration for why I called it actually the Martian Manhunter.
Right.
And I thought, like, what if there were Martian Manhunters?
Okay.
And there's just, I guess, a group of bounty hunters on Mars that are just taking people out for whatever reason. And then, so the idea actually came, I was watching Dune, and I was in the back of the theater, and it just hit me like Martian Manhunters. Like, because I like the aesthetic of Dune, like them all being on this sandy planet. Like, I like that vibe. And so I took out my phone, like, in the back of the theater, and I'm like, Martian Manhunter. And then I put my phone away, because I'm trying to be a good person in the theater. I don't want to, like, distract people. But I was in the back row, so I didn't feel too guilty.
Nobody should be.
Yeah, no one noticed, most likely. So then I go home, and I add, like, 300 words to it. Because I'm, like, sitting on that idea throughout the rest of the movie, and I add some more. And that was less than 2 months ago, and now I have like a 28-page Google Doc filled with just lore.
Shit.
And I've expanded from something that I thought was going to be like 2 hours long to something that's going to be hundreds of hours long.
Shit.
Yeah. And like people used to ask me like, what made you get into film? And writing. It's always been writing. Writing is what I started with, and the reason I got into film was because I wanted to make what I wrote.
Right.
I wrote my first, I wrote my first script, which is like this sci-fi epic, and there's like a battle in space on this random planet, and there's like people with telekinesis powers, and I'm like, this is gonna cost millions of dollars to make, but it was fun to write. And then after that, I'm like, okay, let me write something I can make, and so I wrote something that was a lot smaller scale. Made that was a feature film. It ended up being like 65 minutes, but I cut it down to 55.
That was the one with the brothers, right?
Yeah, no, that was my next project.
Okay.
This one is called Incurable. That one was Ripple, which isn't actually released yet, but I plan on releasing it soon. Well, self-plug. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so I'm working on this project, and I thought, like, more about what I was going to do with it, and I wanted to have it be, like, 3 books, essentially, with the first book being in 2000 BC, the second book being in the year 0, and then the third book being on Mars, the Martian Manhunters. And I wanted to release the third book first, and then go back and do like a prequel, and have that one like explain like how did we get here. and it's all like a battle over this resource. It's this natural resource that people essentially found really, really deep within the earth. Like 700 kilometers inside of the earth.
So where is the like primary setting? Is it like just Earth in general between like?
Well, book 1 is going to be all within Earth.
Okay.
Book 2 is also going to be all Earth. I might have like some stuff. Everything's going to be within the solar system for sure.
Okay.
I don't want there to be like intergalactic travel just yet. I kind of want to ground that.
Right.
I don't want light speed travel to be a thing. I want them to be trapped in the solar system. I feel like that is cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Right.
Because like if you're going to go to another galaxy, you need to go light speed for a really long time.
Seriously.
I couldn't drop the number right now because I'd be providing misinformation, but it would take a while. And I feel like that having something grounded within our solar system could be really cool and feasible. And that's something I wanted. I wanted this to be like a what if story.
Right. Something that's not super far fetched.
Something that's like, oh, if this, if this liquid, if this resource existed, then it's possible.
Right.
And so, yeah, like it's like a 3 books. It's the rise, the fall, and the rebirth of this resource within civilization. And so, like the first book is going to be about people who discover it. And then when they discover it, they're like, oh, should we tell the other people inside, like on the surface about this? And then eventually there's a consensus, which is, no, we're going to keep this a secret. And so they keep it a secret. They live off of this resource and they're able to live forever if they keep consuming it. And so, yeah, like I want this to be like an explanation for how Greek gods were a thing. How people shooting lightning out of their hands was a thing.
Right.
If a human consumes it, then they have the ability to manipulate matter in some sort of way. And I want everyone who consumes it to have 2 powers. The reason I thought of 2 powers is because there's the fight and flight response in a situation. So I want people to have like a fight power and a flight power. So like shooting fire out of your hands would be the fight power. And then if you were to like blind someone with a really bright light, that would be your flight power.
That's
so you can get away from the situation. And then like people who are able to control both, like you have to be in that fight mode to use the fight power. You have to be in that flight mode to use the flight power. So it's like controlling your psyche. You have to have like a really good grasp on who you are as a person and how you react to situations to like properly use it. So there's some skill there.
Yeah.
And I also want the resource to have like a temporary effect. So let's say you drink like a cup of it, you can use it for 8 hours and then it'll fizzle out. But if you're constantly consuming it, or if you consume like a gallon of it right off the bat, it'll be like super powered. But there might be like some repercussions because you have so much inside of you. Maybe you won't be able to control it as well. And it could like hurt you.
Explosive diarrhea. Explosive booty holes. Vomiting.
You got explosive diarrhea is your fight. And, stinky farts are the flight. So yeah, like I wanted there to be like this one primary villain throughout all of the books. And that's like the guy who initially finds it. And like everyone who was a part of his original group ends up dying over the course of the rest of the books. Like maybe like the Great Big War is what kills off the rest of them.
Right.
And so eventually nobody knows his origin. He's like this god to them.
Right.
He's always been there. He's always been their leader. He's that guy. And so nobody really knows like how did he get into this position? And eventually we like find that out when we have like the prequel books and such.
That's hard.
Thank you.
That's hard.
Thank you. I've been trying, man. I've been putting some time into it.
So he been like sharing his process, on TikTok and stuff. And he told me about it, and I saw a couple of videos. I'm like, man, you don't want to like hire some of this?
Yeah.
But he's like, what's your explanation?
So people might steal the idea. I'm well aware.
They might, yeah.
That's not my worry. My biggest worry is someone stealing the idea and then saying that I stole their idea.
Right.
And for someone to be like watching my video and then they like pick one part they really like, they just steal it, which is fine. Go for it. But then you're going to copyright your own work, which is my work, and then come for me and tell me I'm stealing your work.
Right.
That's my fear.
Yeah.
And that's why I hate copyright.
You feel like it enables that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like entitlement, actually, dude.
Yeah, low key, because like if you think about it, all these like the big companies like
those are the people who really care,
right? It started off with George Lucas and Lucasfilm, and then it got bought by Disney, and now Disney is just doing whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, right. So it's like, because they own all the rights and they can do whatever they want.
Right.
It's not really about protecting the creator. People always say that. It's like, oh, copyright protects the artist. I feel like it was supposed to, but I think what it really does is it protects the corporations. It protects the companies that pay the artists.
You can't copyright you can do it on an individual level though, right?
Yeah, you can. I'm not saying every case of copyright is that.
Right.
But I do believe that majority of the cases in copyright, like lawyer activity, people who are like suing because you stole my beat or you stole my idea. I feel like those are the people who are really like actually fucked up.
Hold on, give me 1 sec. Hold that thought.
This is the Michael Show. Right now we're going to be talking about how to get into Harvard.
Get into Harvard.
So first you're going to want really rich parents.
Absolutely. Step 1.
Yep. We'll make sure to keep this part in, Tim.
It is what it is. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But all right, where were we at?
Talking about copyright and talking about corporations essentially using copyright in order to benefit themselves. May I?
Yes, sir.
Bless you.
Thank you.
What do you think about copyright?
I think it's good to know the laws. I think it has positives and negatives, because like it would suck if you created something and then somebody was to come out the blue and say, this is a completely original idea that I had, and then it's like, no, motherfucker, like I made that.
Right, and you know what I say to that?
And a lot of people don't credit. You got to keep that in mind too. A lot of people just thieves mercilessly, shameless thieves.
And also, some people don't credit on accident. But also, a lot of people don't credit on purpose. So let's not assume that it's always an accident.
That's true. Because some...
Damn. To the camera. Right. It's an aura. What do you mean? That's 10% of my aura.
I can see sometimes like people might take inspiration subconsciously from something. Like think about it, if you ever heard a song in the background somewhere, and then you just get the melody in your head, and you're like, "Oh, that sounds fire," and you just repeat the same thing in that way. Yeah.
Let it happen.
No, yeah, you should.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, like people be like, "Oh, your piece of art only did good because you stole something from somebody else." But a lot of the times, that person who ends up like stealing that art is all they're doing is bringing attention to your art as well.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I wonder what they use to get this beat. And then they find out the sample, and then it's like, oh, I really like this song. And maybe you never would have listened to that song if you hadn't heard the remixed version by the artist.
That's happened with me plenty of times.
It's happened to me plenty of times. Yeah. I say that from experience. Like, straight up. Like, there was a J. Cole song. I think it was, like, January 28th. And he, like...
It was that Japanese sample?
Yes!
Yeah. That song was fire.
That song came on one day, and I was like, wait a second.
Right.
Like, this is J. Cole. And I'm like waiting for him to come on the verse, and I'm like,
He does it.
He does it. And then someone starts singing. I'm like, okay.
It was hard too, wasn't it?
Good. It was
You gotta send me that joint.
I gotta figure it out. I feel like I can find it pretty quick, but that's why you need someone on this podcast that's just like a little grunt who's just on the computer.
Right.
Hey, look this up real quick. Like the Joe Rogan show.
Yeah.
Got that one guy.
We'll get there.
Baby
keep
steps.
subbing. Yep.
Baby steps.
Keep subbing. Make me a check, man. We can hire somebody.
Subscribe to his OnlyFans. No, but let's talk about law.
Law?
We're talking about copyright. I want to talk about that for a second.
Okay.
Why do you think lawyers are paid so much?
Because not everybody knows the law. I was actually thinking about this a couple of days ago, because I was thinking about how Well, something happened recently where I had to like go to court and blah blah blah.
Go crazy.
I ain't gonna go in depth with
You don't
that,
have to.
but I did, and then it kind of reminded me of like being in middle school, high school, where I had like speech class and debate class, and I loved debating, and it just gave me that thrill again. Like, I want to be a lawyer now.
You know,
I used to want to be a lawyer.
Yeah, me too for a bit, and then I found out how much they had to learn. But
man, I think that was what discouraged me too, because it's like 7 years total. But your undergrad is 4 years. You can make it whatever you want to, and after that, 3. Yep. So at this point, we could be become lawyers in 3 years, though.
That's like, not too bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's just a couple books.
Yeah.
It's more than a couple, but
yeah, it's more than a couple.
Shit.
A whole lot of writing too, man.
Yeah, it's a lot. I always tell people, like, if I were to go to jail for like an extended period of time, I'm coming out of it as a lawyer. Straight up. I mean, what else are you gonna do? You're in there. You might as well take advantage of that situation.
Yeah, you might as well. You ain't got shit else to do.
I'm gonna come out ripped, and I'm gonna come out smart as fuck. Call me Michael X.
Michael X.
Because like Malcolm X.
You gonna come out with the glasses. You gonna be converted to Islam.
Yes. Fuck it.
Oh man.
No, but like,
you might as well feed your mind if you go to prison.
100%.
And your body.
That's the best thing to do.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like put in there like wrongly convicted or something.
Yeah.
I feel like lawyers are paid so much because the people who hire those lawyers do shady shit.
I mean, that's definitely part of it, because like, if this thing could cost me potentially like millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, you're getting a fat check to help prevent that from happening.
Right.
So yeah, it's like, a supply and demand thing.
Like, oh, I'm gonna sue this multi-billion-dollar company of $100 million because they really fucked me over. I'm not gonna win, even if I'm right.
Right.
I'm most likely not gonna win because there's just such a power dynamic there, and people like, if you have that much money, the rules don't matter really to you. Like, people get away with so much shit because they have so much money.
I would say there's some exception too, though. It could
be.
Like,
yeah, of course. Yeah. But I feel like
for the most part,
not enough.
Yeah, because like most people can't. Like, the average person can't really afford legal fees, and big companies like that, they have endless pockets. They can do that shit for years.
Yep.
Meanwhile, your budget is gone, so now you can't afford to go to the next court date.
Right. Meanwhile, I'm trying to save money so I can buy a GPU.
Right. That's real.
And they're saving up to buy another 100 acres of land.
Buy out another company.
Buy another company.
Right.
It's insane. Man.
Yeah, that's capitalism. That's the ugly side.
That's the late stage capitalism for you. Yeah. That's another thing. Let me talk about that really quick, because one of the things in my story is I want there to be 2 big companies that own everything. Like, just 2.
That's kind of parallel to something in real life. Who are the 2 biggest companies? I know one of them, Disney.
I mean, there's Disney, there's Amazon.
Apple is one of them.
Apple's pretty big. I don't think Apple's as big as Amazon. I could be wrong, but I know they've got a lot. Like
Tesla,
yeah. Elon Musk has got a lot, but the bigger inspiration for me to go that route was WALL-E. I was watching WALL-E, and it's so fire. I didn't actually finish it yet, but I've seen it before. But I haven't finished it on my rewatch.
Right.
And if you're watching at the beginning, like, everything has the same logo. Like, it's just one company.
Really?
Yeah. It's just all the same company. There's one company that owns everything. Couches, TVs, lamps, cars.
The robots
buildings. Too. Yeah. The robots too. So that's also another thing I wanted to get into was the robots.
Yep.
I want there to be AI taking over the world.
You think that's where we're going?
It's a possibility.
I've been theorizing recently that misinformation is going to be the end of the world. that somebody's gonna. It's nearly happened already. Where I think we almost got nuked because somebody was misinformed about something, but he changed his mind. He didn't press the button. I forgot what country it was.
Misinformation. Yeah, I don't know too much about that, but misinformation is the key to controlling the population.
Yeah, it can make people docile, suppress movements, and not only that, like you can literally like
blind patriotism.
Yeah, blind patriotism, but you can also cause chaos or provoke any kind of attack or reaction that you want.
Yes, I mean if you look at what's going on with Palestine and Israel, like people are,
bro, like
fighting these encampments, like.
It's insane. It's insane the stuff that they trying to pull, like these voices. I don't know. The companies, the news. Yeah, bro. Like, what the fuck? If I say this child shouldn't die, why is that an anti-Jewish thing? What the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah, like that's like me. That's their cop out.
That's fucking terrible, bro.
It's insane.
That's like me. That's like me coming to one of your family reunions. And then I just air that bitch out. And I'm like, you can't shoot me, that's racist. like stop it.
It's so fucked, dude. Because it's all money. It's all money.
It's all money. Of course
it's something that's come to my head, something I've come to the conclusion of is it's just money, especially with capitalism. I mean, what you said about misinformation. I'm currently listening to a book called 1984 by George Orwell, the same guy who did Animal Farm, and it's basically a commentary on like news and like media in general, because media is the best way to control people. If you're able to destroy and rewrite the past to make the current more like believable and for people to be okay with it, then you're able to control anybody. Like
that's why
history's written by the victors. Everyone knows this.
Literally.
What were you about to say?
It's crazy that you bring all this up, bro. Like this is exactly what my channel is like meant for, to have like these kind of like dialogues, especially in the media realm, because I've seen so much as it is already, bro.
I feel like
it's happening now.
It's happening. It's been happening, and it's been happening for like almost over 100 years. I mean, you look at the Cuban Revolution, like. America was so hell-bent on fucking over the Cubans because they were a successful socialist nation. Because they provided the people... Like, if we look at them and we look at Cuba and we see them succeeding with a socialist society, we're going to be like, why can't we? Why can't we have the same benefits that they do?
Right.
If the whole thing with them is like, we want capitalism to be on, like... the whole planet, because if everyone thinks capitalism is the only way to run a nation, why would they want anything else?
Right. We could access. We can also tap into all those other economies.
Like, on the surface of it, do you want to pay 45% of your income to taxes? With the current situation of how we're living in America, no, because we know all of our taxes go to nukes. And missiles and killing children.
Yeah.
But in Finland,
also
they have free health care.
Right.
They have private insurance is not a thing. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure it's not. But like insurance, the whole reason we have insurance is because it's not covered by the government.
Yeah.
And if the government were to cover that for us, we wouldn't need to be on the phone with Progressive getting car insurance.
The other thing about capitalism too, not only does it go to resources that are a waste of time, but it also goes to the people in those positions so that they can actually like lobbyists, like literally they get paid off in order to be in the position that they're in.
Lobbyists run the government. Dude.
They do, literally.
Like, you think Joe Biden's calling the shots?
No. Puppet Joe.
Yes. He's sleepy for a reason.
Right. I feel like the only difference with Trump is that he is the business. Like, he is the lobbyist himself. Damn near.
In a way, because he has so much power. But I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure, like, Trump doesn't really accept lobbyists. Unless they're a part of his company, of course. But like that, I think is the biggest threat, and that's why he's so demonized on the government. And this is not me saying I'm for Trump, because I'm really not.
Right, yeah.
I'm not for capitalism, and all of our candidates are so. Capitalists. Yep. But that's why he's demonized so much. That's why he's like put on the air as such a horrible person.
That's true.
In such a negative light, because he is going to be someone that those lobbyists can't control as easily.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, exactly. And also, some of his like agenda could also go against what the private companies' agendas are.
Yup.
So
money.
Yeah.
Money. Yeah.
They get deep, bro.
It's the root of evil.
Yeah. I'm the pod's not out yet, but you'll see him before this goes out. I lost my train of thought. But basically I've been talking to my cousin like on these about
I've seen it. Yeah.
Like not how the media is making cultural impacts as well as
gender impacts.
Gender dynamics, but that's just one of the distractions they use, really.
Distractions.
Yeah, because like it's this whole.
Yep.
Well, part of it goes back to the breakdown of like traditional families. Like that's definitely part of it, and that's something that they're thriving off of.
Why do you think the traditional family is even a thing? What do you mean by the traditional family? Like the husband, wife, and 3 kids?
Yes.
Why do you think that's a thing?
Husband, wife, 3 kids. I think it's a thing because I feel like there's dynamics in those relationships, at least when it's healthy, that contributes to people's character. I think we have more leaders when there are more families, when people have more empathy and they're more together, and when people also have similar structures in their life. In that way, at least, so that they can sympathize with people that they aren't even related to, like neighbors and stuff like that. And that's not to say that it was perfect before. I just feel like it's even worse now because everybody is like for themselves. You got people who are like selfish romantically. You got people who take advantage of people who take advantage of their own family.
Why do you think people are selfish? People are selfish because of the society that they grow up in.
Yeah,
we're all just a product of our environment.
That's true. It's part of media. Yep.
And I feel like the whole traditional household, that whole 2 parents, 3 kids. Well, one, it grows the population, which is good. We need more workers for those companies.
Right.
I feel like the other reason is you've got person who stays home, takes care of the house. Now we've got women who are not, which at that time were typically women.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's right or what I think is right, but that means that person's not going to be as educated as their partner. Right?
Yep.
If they're not as educated, they're easier to control.
That's
right?
True. That's true.
Now, if you've got someone working
I think I know where you're going.
a 9 to 5, and they're so used to it, and they're going to work like the whole thing of like, oh, I worked 80 hours this week.
It's bullshit.
Is praised. It's praised.
It is.
Why are we praising someone for not living their life at all and just constantly working a job?
I would never want to get on camera and flex and be like, I work every single day and second of my life.
But you know who do? The older generation.
Yeah, they do.
Because back then it was a lot easier to manipulate people with the media. But now that we've got independent creators who provide a combatant, something that goes against what the manipulation media, the news are telling us, that's bad.
Yeah.
And why do you think TikTok was banned? Because you've got people who are voicing their opinions, people who are going against the trend, like.
Because I guess people could look at their ownership. Well, that's how they spend it. Their ownership was coming from a communist country, so they wouldn't spread. They would choose messages that are anti-capitalist. But it's also
the China.
Like, does Facebook?
It's not even from China. It's from Singapore.
Okay. Besides that, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
My whole thought process is like Instagram and Facebook ain't really no better, but are they like being monitored differently?
Yes.
Okay.
Monitored by the U.S.
Okay.
Who owns Facebook? Americans. Who owns Instagram? Same people. Who owns YouTube? Same people.
That's true.
Like, people who own TikTok are out of our realm of control. Now, it's not necessarily that Chinese are spying on us. If they wanted to do that, they would have, and they have been. And
yeah.
That doesn't... I mean, we spy on other countries. You know how many countries we spy on?
Plenty of them.
All of them, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. We got agents.
Fucking hell. You know how many military bases are in other countries? And the second anyone gets close to us, we're like, ready to fire.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane.
Don't you fucking move.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck? Like, people, they want TikTok gone because they're not able to monitor it, and people are voicing their opinions that are against what they want to reveal and what they want to present.
Yeah.
Like, everything on the news is against Palestine and against, like, Gaza defenders. People who are, people who don't want genocide.
Yeah.
Like, why is that a crazy thing?
Well, it shouldn't be. It's happened so many times.
Have you not watched Avengers Infinity War? Was Thanos a good guy?
Right.
Genocide is
That's a good point. You want to look at Thanos and be like, he's anti-Semitic.
Exactly. Brother did not give a fuck.
It always goes back to Thanos for some reason.
That's
funny.
Like, what the fuck? That's all it is. Because if TikTok is a threat to the American government, not because they're spying on us, but because they're providing information. Information is the most powerful thing.
It is.
Like, education is huge.
Bro, you know something else?
What's up?
I was watching the Flagrant podcast with Andrew Schultz, and they had like somebody who was supposed to be a CIA agent on there.
Okay.
And he was saying like one of the strongest forms of influence, or the three strongest forms of influence are like fear.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what the second one was, and the most powerful influence was ideology.
Get them in the roots.
Exactly.
Start them when they're young.
Exactly.
Make sure they stand up and say the Pledge of Allegiance every single day before school.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make the army look super cool.
Yeah.
Make video games that make the U.S. the heroes.
That's true.
Like, it's all these subtle things. And if you, like, take a step back and look at it, like, Call of Duty is a huge form of propaganda.
Yeah.
It normalizes violence, one, which is its own thing. But it also makes the U.S. look a lot better than they are.
I used to want to argue against, like, the idea that video games could radicalize people, but I really don't know. I really don't know at this point.
It can. Any form of media can.
Yeah, because
if it has a story, why not?
Yeah, the whole thing too about it is like not the intelligence of most people, or our intelligence, right? Our IQ isn't the average IQ. Like, there are a lot of stupid people that exist. And that's not to say that we geniuses.
No.
Because we probably don't sometimes too.
Yeah,
but there are people
100%.
who are like, they just go with the wind. They just do whatever they
blindly follow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like you think it's not propaganda. It's like, it's just stupid, but you don't know. You really don't know.
You got to take a step back and look at it as a whole. Why do people act the way they do?
Yeah.
You understand it's all for money. Like, a lot of things make sense.
Yeah.
A lot.
Uh-huh.
Man.
and then the next thought is like, oh, whatever I do now out of my own self-interest, even if it is bad for society at large, I'm not going to be around to deal with it, so I don't give a fuck. I'm going to die in 20 years.
Exactly.
That's be the attitude. Like, that's so selfish. That's fucked up.
No, it is.
Oh,
like,
man.
why do you think we're so selfish to begin with? Because we grow up in this community. A community with no community.
Yeah.
Like, my roommate's from Pakistan, and he was saying that there's, like, such a shift in community from here to there. Like, there's just...
It's like over there,
a lot of people just know each other.
Yeah.
Here, it's like, I don't even know my neighbor.
Yeah.
I don't know the person who lives there. I don't know the person who lives there.
Literally. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
And, like, why do you think that is? public transportation isn't really a thing. Everyone drives their own car. They're sitting in their own hunk of metal going to work every day, and they don't talk to anybody new.
Yeah. Yep. And just the
service workers are treated like shit, not like humans.
Yeah.
Like
I used to be when I knew about that.
Yeah, me too. It's humbling. Provides perspective, man. People are assholes.
Yeah.
People don't understand that we're all human.
I think since the pandemic, people have gotten a little more worried about it. But
what do you mean worried about it? Like
aware, not
aware.
worried.
Oh yeah.
Aware, yeah.
I think so, but I also worry that like.
But people don't give a fuck that much. Yeah.
Yeah, like, because it's like, oh, if this doesn't affect me now, then why do I care?
Yeah.
Oh, children are dying on the other side of the world. I don't care because it doesn't affect me.
Right.
I'm still gonna eat dinner tonight.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
That is insane. That terrifies me.
I feel like I'm never doing enough in regards to that stuff. Like, that's my end goal.
You know,
is to be able to make a difference and actually like contribute to this society. Either go into shit or become in a better place. Because it needs to do one of the two.
Yes, sir. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
That's what turned my mom on, pretty much. That's what I want to do. I've been thinking about. I probably shouldn't even say this on this pod, but I would like to work.
You can edit it out if you need to.
I want to be a teacher at some point.
Me too.
Really?
Straight up. I want to like get financially secure and be a professor somewhere. I think that'd be fun. Like, probably after I'm 50 is what I'm thinking. Before that, I want to do my own thing for a bit and then eventually like be a teacher. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
100%. Yeah.
I'm working on an application right now to do that.
Oh, right now?
Yeah, okay. Or at least to get a certificate to be a sub, and then I'll build my resume up so I can actually do the whole thing. They pay good. Like, the benefits aren't as bad as they used to be.
Plus, you get the summer off.
Yeah. Shit, give me my summer. I'll take it.
Yes, sir.
But plus, side hustle.
Exactly.
Side hustles.
Mm-hmm.
But the conversation that we've been having, and then we was talking earlier before we started recording, it made me think about. Yeah. I literally just watched a movie last night again. It was so refreshing. Like, it was
watching a movie.
No, not just watching a movie, a specific movie.
Which one?
Have you seen Everything Everywhere, bro?
No.
You need to watch Everything Everywhere all at once, bro. It is like, that's like the perfect. That's a great piece that kind of addresses subtly the dynamics that we have now, where like it gets deep. It's like a philosophical movie.
Mm.
Like there's the whole.
I've heard a lot of praise about it, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Yeah, the whole it's fire, bro. You got to. It's in my top 5.
Really?
I think of all time. Yeah, top 5.
What are some of your other top 5s?
Top 5s. I say Avengers: Infinity War is one of them.
That's a good one. I'll go 1 for 1 with you. Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2.
Sam Raimi.
That was fire. Yeah, that's underrated.
That's one of my... honestly, probably my favorite superhero movie of all. Like, it holds nostalgia value for one, but also it's just a damn good movie, dude. Yeah. I saw it again like a couple years ago. Yeah. Man, it's still that movie. It really is.
I remember, it's crazy because like it's still good, but there were some bits I noticed now that I didn't as a kid.
In that movie?
Yeah, I think there was like a transition and somebody said something and they did something to camera. I was like, that shit was corny.
There's some corny moments.
But it's like, it's timeless for that.
It's timeless. Yeah. It is. Yeah.
But, shit. I think Blade would be one of them.
That's a great pick.
Yeah.
I fuck with that. Yeah. Blade is so hard.
Slept on.
Yes, sir. I've only seen the first one.
For real?
Yeah. Have you seen them all?
Yeah. The third one was the weakest, low key.
It just gets worse every time.
Yeah, pretty much.
I heard that. Yeah.
Another movie that's a favorite.
Good Will Hunting.
Good Will. Yeah, I saw that. That was actually fire. That was a fire movie. Mm. Robin Williams. Go.
Rest in peace. Gone too soon. Mental health is huge. Check up on your loved ones.
Man, for real, you never know. Another one. I think Law Abiding Citizen. There's a movie called Law Abiding Citizen. I think that would be in there too.
Never even heard of it.
It's got the dude from 300.
The main guy?
Yeah, the main guy. I forgot the actor's
That's
name.
A fire movie.
Yeah. you know.
Yeah, yes, I do.
His name is on the tip of my
Russell
tongue, bro.
Crowe?
No, it wasn't Russell Crowe. You close though, but
I hear you though. It's that guy.
Yeah, it's that guy. And it had Jamie Foxx in it.
Was this the movie with the powers, or is that something else?
Nope, it was something else. That movie was basically about like this dude who basically loses his mind because his family was murdered and the government did nothing about it. And he's a law-abiding citizen up until that point. That's why I was going with that.
Ah, nice. Yeah, I like that.
Get deep as fire.
Who's the guy who has his family murdered? Is that Jamie Foxx?
That's the other dude.
Oh, okay. That's the other dude. Damn. Jamie Foxx is a great actor.
Underrated.
I'm a super talented, huge fan of Jamie Foxx. Honestly.
We need to give him this Robert.
Django,
fire. Fire, bro.
That's a good one.
That was top tier. I ain't gonna lie.
Top
I need
5.
to watch it again.
Yeah, you do. A top 5 for me after what you just said was Speed Racer.
Speed Racer?
Yes.
I didn't expect that. I never watched it. It was good, bro. It was like that.
You either hate it or love it. I'll admit it's not the best written movie. It's not the best movie ever.
Right.
But I just really like it. It's really fun.
Yeah, I remember the style of it being really cool.
It's so like unique. Like it feels like everything's filmed on a green screen.
Really?
Which when I saw it as a kid, I hated. I'm like, this movie is corny. It sucks. And then I watched it 10 years later in college, and I'm like, this is kind of neat, actually. Yeah. This is really good.
It'd be like that,
It's
bro.
a lot of fun. Yeah, it's so different. Oh, I love it. It's by the Wachowskis.
Who's the Wachowskis again?
Matrix.
That's funny you said that. Matrix in my top 5 too. It's in there.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yes. I guess one of my last ones. I don't know if I'd put this as the top 5, but the newest Spider-Verse movie.
It was
Across the Spider-Verse?
Yeah, bro, it's fire. In terms of animation, I feel like if you're a fan of animation movies, that's got to be in there. That's got to be up there. Revolutionary.
It's crazy. Like, that type of art style is so cool. It's just nothing like it. I mean, a close example would be the newest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Have you seen it?
No, I didn't see it. I heard about it.
It's really good.
It's really good? Okay, man.
Ice Cube voices a fly. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
He's super fly.
Super fly.
And then he has a transformation later on, spoiler alert. But he turns into super duper fly.
Super duper fly. That's hard.
That's hard. I love it. I'm a sucker for stupid shit. Yeah.
That's funky.
Oh my god. One of the things you said earlier reminded me. You were saying.
Wait. My bad. The final thoughts about Everything Everywhere, right?
Yeah.
The concept is basically optimism versus nihilism.
Oh, interesting.
That's the main dialogue. Nihilism versus optimism.
So it's kind of like a character study.
Yeah. It's a character study.
I like that. I like those types of movies.
Yeah. And it's funny as fuck. Action good too.
That's cool. I fuck with that. All right. You said something about distracted. About keeping people like out of the loop, keeping them uninformed. You said like misinformation is going to be the downfall of us all.
Yes.
Which I agree. I feel like that's definitely going to be a huge contributor. But one of the things that I wanted to have be like the main focus and like the key, like the motive behind, not necessarily the motive, but the main villain, essentially, his goal is to keep people dumb, distracted, and divided. And
that's for your movie.
And that's for the story I've been working on. Yeah. As of right now, I'm going to release it as books, and then I'm going to go through and animate it. Yeah. That's the plan. But yeah, that's the main thing. That's what leads to the downfall. That's what like the government's run on, is keeping people dumb, distracted, and divided.
That way you don't get a rebellion.
That way you don't get a rebellion. That way you keep people away from each other. I mean, like, if you look at people within the government and like what's going on in like South Korea, I was talking to my roommate about this the other day, but he was saying that like they're kind of run by Americans, by like our government. We have people in there, right?
Right, yeah.
Which is similar to like Iran back in the Gulf War. Now, why is that the thing? Why is racism so prominent in the U.S., which is this hub for essentially all races, right?
Right.
It's like Babylon. Now, why is racism such a thing? Why is it always left and right? Why is it always black and white? Why is it always against like Asians, against black people, against white people? Like, it's because they want to keep us divided. That's all it is. Because if we're united, if we become a grand community, if we see everyone as equals, we are a threat to the ruling class. Because those people are just people. They have power because we don't fight back.
Yeah, we give them the power.
Which is why I think we should go on strike.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Fuck rent. Go on fucking strike. Everyone stop paying rent.
No taxes, y'all. I'm going to be a bum.
Yes. If everyone stopped paying rent. If everyone stopped going to work.
I'm about to start hunting squirrels.
Well, you know, eating is going to be a little difficult.
Right.
But if you just stole, you know? Yeah. Well, let's just riot.
Oh, no.
Fuck it.
Destroy everything.
What are they going to do? Kill us all? Then they're not going to have any money.
Right.
They need us. They need us dumb, distracted, and divided. That's what they need.
I wish rioting was a solution for real.
You may cut what I just said because it might put a target on us. Let's riot, everybody. Nobody pay rent after September. In honor of 9/11.
I feel that. In honor of 9/11? It ain't got shit to do with 9/11. But it's like, hey,
9/11's an inside job. You know what?
That's
everything's on the table now.
Oh, dead. Probably.
No, not probably.
Really?
Folks, if you're listening, check out the podcast Blowback, which goes into the nitty-gritty of our American government. They talk about what's actually going on. They talk about what the CIA is really about. Those good guys we love in the movies, let's learn a little bit more about them. Let's learn a little bit more about why they murdered MLK, why they assassinated JFK.
Yeah, we know it. Yeah, we know that.
Why they wanted socialism to be destroyed in Cuba. Why they wanted oil in the Gulf War. Why they made Iran and Iraq fight each other so that they could take over. Learn about that.
This comes back to that pod I told you about with the CIA agent.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying CIA doesn't have jurisdiction within the. That's what he was trying to say. That's what he said, stated on the podcast. Mm-hmm. CIA has no jurisdiction within the country, only outside of the country, and that most of the things that happen internally, FBI is guilty of.
FBI, CIA. What I meant by CIA earlier, it's both.
Okay, man.
Not just CIA.
Yeah, FBI's.
FBI and CIA are both.
But I think it was the CIA that got cocaine into the country and the FBI distributed it, probably. Like crack and all that shit.
And then the government outlawed it.
Yeah.
So that they could have free labor inside of prisons.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And have a war against black people.
Exactly.
Oh, that CIA? That FBI?
CIA, that FBI.
Oh, man. That's a good thing you brought that up.
Bro, okay.
What? Imagine criminalizing a plant.
Literally, that's no worse than tobacco.
I know.
Tobacco's killed way more people.
Yeah.
I'm high right now.
Fuck
There's weed in my system right now. I'll be honest. I don't give a fuck.
Yes, sir. They outlawed.
It's federally legal now. Did you know that?
That's huge.
There's a brand called Mood. It's federally fucking legal.
We did that. We
did.
Not us personally, but
like,
we as a collective.
The culture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody that fought against the war on drugs. We love you.
Yeah, bro. Let
me take a hit in honor of that.
Go ahead. Yes, sir. War on drugs. Cheers.
War on drugs.
Yeah, bro. I had there was another pod too. I was talking to somebody about like the black experience and the black community and things that are being pushed culturally for the black community, which I think that does tie a little bit into what you were saying about like division.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that that's a very real thing. Like you can take advantage of populations by dividing them.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And not only that, But the propaganda that goes to these populations, that it's, it's two pieces to a puzzle, but
they're different.
Right. And then, like, I'm thinking, like, theoretically, if we could just eliminate race altogether.
Well, you mean like
the concept, the social stigma, all that shit.
Yeah. Eliminate racism, not race.
Racism. Yeah, racism.
You know what? We should all just interbreed. Interracial only. Eventually, we'll have one mutt race, and we'll be good.
Some people think that's what's going on for real. That's what they're trying to do.
Say bye to racism. We're all the same race.
Right.
There will still be division then. That's not the
still be a
that will not be the solution.
It wouldn't be, because some people will still look different.
And then class,
in some way, and class too. Yep. Classism, location, all that shit. Ideology. There's so many things that divide people. It don't matter. And then when I hear talking points about like there will be some people like, yeah, we should get rid of race. Like, race shouldn't be a thing. There's only the human race.
Right.
And it's like, I understand that sentiment, but the other side of that is like the historical and cultural factors that kind of intermingle with race. You feel me?
I feel
like it's not just race. It's, the important thing is ethnicity mainly, but there's also the history of race too. So you have to like consider it at that point because it's so ingrained into our society.
Elaborate more on the ethnicity thing.
A lot of people will think like, like if I did a Jamaican accent right now, some dumb motherfucker would be like, oh, that's racist.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, no, Jamaican is an ethnicity.
Okay.
Like stuff like that, or understanding that just because someone shares the same race as you doesn't mean they share your same interests or sentiments or cultural cultural
history
priorities. Cultural history or priorities. Right. They might not have your same values. Yep. Values. Yep. And that's another thing. Like we mix up that, and then like
it's just,
we just don't know who we are. We get confused and don't know who we are when we do that shit.
It's more than that too. It's not even, well, it is.
And it should be right. And ethnicity is rightfully a thing. Yeah, you know, it's a culture.
We should recognize each other's ethnicities, our histories, our like the screw ups, the things that we do good, the things that we do bad. We need to know that.
We need to.
One of the things I said that was really ignorant a few months ago, and I wanna say this just so that like people who also think this understand. I used to think that like if everyone said the N-word, racism would be gone. And then I said we need people to just forgive and forget. Now I was very wrong when I said that. No, like I get it. I was ignorant and I understand that.
Oh my God.
Like the reason why that's so wrong is the key though, because people think that.
People do think that.
I feel like people watching this, someone watching this thinks that.
Thank you for being honest.
It's confessing.
It's real.
All right,
it's real.
You know, nobody's perfect.
That's real shit. That's real shit.
Be
though.
Open
that's
to
real
doing
shit.
Wrong.
Yeah.
It makes you smarter.
Facts. Everybody is fucked up in some way. People have bad ideas at some point or another.
And the reason we think that is because of how we're brought up.
Yeah.
Because of what we experience, because of the environment we grow up in. That's all it is. We're a product of our environment.
Yeah.
And we can't be so hard on people for thinking a different way than we do, because they have a different history than we do. Right. They've experienced different things.
Right.
They've been through different things. They met different people. They grow up with different religions in their life. They have bad experiences with different people. I think racism is a primitive thing. And the reason we think that is to keep ourselves safe.
Yeah.
You see we'll go back to the Stone Age, right? Mm-hmm. We've got our own tribe, right? Mm-hmm. We see another tribe come up to us. Mm-hmm. They're a threat. That's our first thought, because we're trying to keep ourselves alive. If they look different than us, we're scared because we don't know anything about them. And that's fine. That doesn't make it bad. What we need to understand, though, is that we're not in the Stone Age.
We're not in the Stone Age.
And just because you were assaulted by a black person when you were younger doesn't mean that every black person's going to assault you.
Right.
Like, understand we're human. Everyone has a different background. Everyone has a different upbringing.
That's a good ass point. It is primitive.
It's primitive as fuck.
If you put it in that context, it makes perfect sense. Because you look at this person, oh, it's a fucking invader.
Right. They look different from us. Fear them.
Yeah.
Be on your guard.
Yeah.
Maybe don't attack, but at least up your defenses.
Right.
It's a safety thing.
Yeah.
And even if you were to do that nowadays, let's say someone's brought up in a white community and they never see a black person until they're 18 and they finally see one, they're going to be scared.
Yeah, that's real.
Does that make them a bad person?
No. It depends. There's a difference. I wouldn't say scared. I wouldn't say be scared if you would have like some anxiety.
Yeah.
Or like if you don't know what to expect type shit. Like that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But we're all human. Just because we look different doesn't mean we think different. And just because we look the same doesn't mean we think the same.
Absolutely. That's the thing, bro. And that's what keeps getting fucking pushed. I'm tired of, bro, it be black people.
It be your own people.
No, oh God, bro. On both sides. Michael can say that. I can say that. Y'all motherfuckers be stupid. Motherfuckers be...
I can say it without a doubt that I dislike more white people than any other race. And I'm sorry.
Hey.
And I have a white mom and a white dad.
In the historical context, bro, I understand.
I love both, bro.
Right.
Just want to be clear about that.
Right, yeah.
And a white girlfriend. I mean... Uh-oh.
I still love the white kingdom.
Just because I hate more white people doesn't mean I hate white people.
Right. He don't hate his people. He love his people. There we go. That's the difference.
You're my people.
That's real. You my people too, bro. My people. I wouldn't be over here if you wasn't my people, bro.
Exactly. Like, just because we look different doesn't mean we hate each other.
All right.
Which is like, obviously people don't think, not everyone thinks that nowadays, but like.
Some people.
Primarily the older folks.
Yeah.
They're the most racist.
Yeah.
And why?
And they teach that shit down.
Why are they so racist? Because back then propaganda was a lot easier to push out to people. Media wasn't as regulated. Media was owned by those corporations who are trying to divide us.
Yeah.
That's why they're racist.
And then it goes back to what
it's a social construct.
Right. It goes, and it's like you said too, you can't understand being frustrated with a person, like, when they're in that mindset and you're just like a drone. But it's also important to inform them and make sure they understand where they're wrong. Like if you if the whole demeanor of you correcting somebody is just like assuming the worst of them, absolute worst, and
right,
you're aggressive. You have no room to change at all. Mm-hmm. I understand being pissed. Mm-hmm. You know, it's perfectly human to be pissed. But grace is a real thing, bro. You gotta have grace with people. Sometimes people don't change. That's another thing too.
And that's because you're not trying hard enough. I'm just kidding. No, but like an example of people I get mad at are people who are against abortion, and it's hard for me not to come up with them aggressively. I'm not saying I do, but that's my immediate thought. I see someone on the side of the road and they're holding a sign that's like anti-abortion. I'm like, fuck you.
Right.
Straight up, are you going to adopt my kid that I'm not going to raise because I can't afford to, because I don't have the funds, because I'm not working a $70,000 a year job? I have a bachelor's degree and I'm making $40K.
Yeah, when it comes to that,
people... Transparent. Actually, less than that. But I'm still surviving. You know, it's... You just gotta do what you do, man. Just keep going.
Yeah, bro. Like, people just don't... We have ideologies and shit, and we don't understand. We don't look at the nuance. Mm-hmm. Which is the word of this podcast, nuance.
Today's new word, nuance.
Nuance.
N-U-A-N-C-E.
C-E, yeah. Mm-hmm. I almost wrote it plural.
Well, nuances is with an S at the end. Are you going to read the definition?
Yeah, I think I will.
Go
ahead. Define nuance. Nuance is a subtle difference in a shade of meaning, expression, or sound. Mm-hmm. The nuance is official expression in body.
The subtlety.
Subtlety, yep. Subtle differences. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's easy to have this perfect picture in your head of how shit's supposed to work. But you got to realize that with every change you make, there's a different set of problems.
Yep.
Yeah, bro. What do you think? That was a good pod.
How far are we?
Hour 5 minutes?
Let's go another hour and a half.
I can't. I would like to. I just can't.
All right, you wanna outro it? What do you want to do for that? Is this where we take our pants off?
No Diddy, bro. Hey, I was just telling him, bro. Before everybody started saying no Diddy on the internet, bro, I was saying no Diddy, bro. No cap.
I thought we got this at the beginning of the podcast.
I don't think we did. Did we?
We'll go over it again in case we didn't.
Just in case. I said no Diddy back in March around March 26th. That's when I coined that phrase, so it came from me.
That's right. And I
was in the comments.
I invented oof.
Oof.
I did that when I was 6.
Yup. He fell out of the stairs and hit his knee.
My knee hit the ground too hard. I actually know what happened. Someone was telling me his story, and it was really sad. And I didn't know what to say, so I just went, oof.
Oh, you probably did. That's what you mean. Okay. Oof. That's real. I've been using that.
Yeah, I don't use oof when I get hurt. I use oof when I don't know what to say.
Oh, God. It'd be kind of like, awkward and quiet. Oof.
Yeah.
It's like, sheesh. It's like
I love sheesh. My girlfriend hates when I say oof, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I've been saying this since I was sick. What am I supposed to do?
Right.
Shout out to her, by the way. Love you. Mwah.
Oh, what up?
All right.
Oof, tough.
Oof. That's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate.
That's a synonym for oof.
Ah, yeah, yep.
That's tough.
Oof, that's tough. That's
Yikes.
Unfortunate. Yikes. Sheesh.
Oof.
I feel like we should say these, bro. We should say, I feel like if we could say these in order, bro. Oof.
Yikes.
Yikes. Go ahead. No, I go. All right, let's start over.
I didn't know. I thought we were going back and forth.
Each other. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Oof.
Yikes.
Sheesh.
That's rough.
That's tough.
That's unfortunate.
Steep. That shit's steep.
Youch.
All right.
Zoinks.
Jinky.
Zoinks.
All right, bro.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
Not just yet, dude.
Okay, man.
Okay, wait. This is Michael. We hope y'all what you got extra?
Yeah,
something
real
else to say?
quick. If you're interested in watching my documentary of me like talking about my story, which is a big anti-capitalist propaganda, so if you're into that, check it out.
Yes, sir.
But I can't say that out loud. It's called Making an Epic on TikTok, and when that gets banned, it'll probably go onto YouTube. So, yeah, Making an Epic, all one word.
Making an Epic. Check it out, y'all. It's fire.
Thank you.
Don't
steal my ideas, or at least don't sue me.
Yeah, or if you use something, give them credit.
You don't even have to give me credit. Just don't sue me.
Fucking don't sue me.
I don't care.
Well, that's generous. That's quite generous.
Go crazy,
selfless, bro. Oh, we skipped over the creative drought. Damn, we was talking about that earlier. The creative drought. We ain't gonna do that now.
Real quick.
All right.
You can edit it.
All right, yeah. I can edit it. It's just like 5 minutes.
All right.
We were saying
the death of art.
Yeah, the death of art, because we have so many copyright lawsuits and shit.
Right.
And people are losing inspiration. So we're getting all these shitty remakes that nobody needs. And yeah, it's a creative drought right now.
It's true. Welcome.
Yo.
What up, though, guy?
We're finishing up right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's why I chose to work in the creative field too. I kind of saw the direction this was headed.
For me, working on creative projects has always been a selfish thing. I just really like creating things. I like writing things. I like to just make a final product, a piece of art, and just have it be there. It's just fun. And one of the things like lately, as I've become more familiar with what's going on in the world, is I wanted my art to say something. Because for a bit when I was doing Turtlepod, I wanted it to be like very against politics. I didn't want anything political in it.
Right.
And as I learned more about what's happening and about how our country is doing a genocide right now, I'm like, I want to use my skills to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
And that was one of the big like reasons I shifted my creative focus from making comedy shorts on YouTube to writing this sci-fi epic. Because I wanted to make a longer piece that could really be a commentary on what's going on in the world.
That's hard. That's hard.
So am I. Just kidding.
No Diddy. No Diddy.
It just comes out sometimes.
Mike will be doing the freak offs.
I'm freaky in here. Call this the Freak Cast.
Oh, no.
And this is the casting couch.
Bro. He said that shit before we started.
Yeah, I sure like, did. With the light on. I was like, how is this going to look?
No Diddy.
I'm sorry. Okay. I'm done.
Shit. All right. But I forgot what I was going to say.
Creative drought we were talking about.
Creative drought.
Remakes.
Oh, yeah, that's real, though. That's another way. Like, yep, exactly. You can use your skill, your talent for being a creative to be anti-propaganda.
Well, not to be propaganda.
To be propaganda for good things.
For good things, yes.
For good things.
Yes. Not all propaganda is bad, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, even anti-propaganda is a propaganda, low-key.
I guess you can.
Like if you were making something like, or it's anti whatever propaganda that is.
Yeah, like a commentary on a specific type of propaganda. Yeah. That for sure.
Exactly. So it's like not all of it's bad. It just depends on what the underlying message.
It depends on if you're in the ruling class or not.
That too. If you're a representative of the people.
If you're in the House of Representatives.
Right. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's all I got.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. We hope y'all learned something. We hope that we were able to put you hit to some new information.
Stay educated. Don't take everything we say as 100% fact. Look it up yourself.
But a lot of it is there. But yeah. It's been the Put 'em Hit podcast.
Yes.
See y'all next time.
See you next time. Michael out.